welcome back to another video. So as you guys can see, I'm currently not in my bedroom. I'm actually in Seattle, Washington, just for a little vacation. I actually wanted to record this video before I came here, but yeah, I just didn't have enough time, so I'm actually going to be recording it here. But yeah, I think it's going to be really fitting since we are going to be going on more trips this year, so this is just kind of the perfect video to record. If I recorded this video like last year or the year before, obviously it wouldn't be realistic because no one was traveling, so this is probably the most perfect time to do this video. Okay, so let's start with the bag first. So this is a bag from Kenneth Cole. It's from the Reaction lineup, and I'm not too sure what the specific model is, but I got it for Ross for $40. This is definitely a huge upgrade over my older bag, which was just some random sports bag I bought. And yeah, the reason I like this a lot is because there's a lot of places to put things. So as you guys can see, there are two pockets. There's a pocket here in the front, which just has this little latch, and then there's the big pocket over here. And inside these pockets, there are a ton of areas to fit different things. So I use a lot of these pockets inside to store different items, which I'll show you guys. But yeah, first let's start with the front pouch here. So I'll just open it up here. As I said, it is just a little latch, which is pretty cool. And then inside, I actually have my first piece of tech, which are these headphones here. So these here are the Sennheiser HD350BTs. And these are my new pair of headphones that I've been wearing for quite a while now. They were actually on sale at Best Buy when I first got these, so they were actually only $90, and yeah, it's been pretty good for the price. I love these headphones a lot since it's really comfortable to wear, so I can wear these for hours on end while I'm working out or just relaxing, and it also sounds really good for the price point. It does say there is some kind of noise blocking or like noise cancellation, but there isn't actually like a real feature that you can turn on, but I feel like it does cancel out and block a lot of the sounds around me, which is pretty good. I don't really recommend buying this at full price since I just don't think the value is there, but if you guys can snag a deal on this, it's actually a really good deal. But definitely the most favorite part for me is the aesthetic. It just looks really clean compared to other headphones, and obviously it's not going to sound as good, but yeah, this looks pretty nice. It's really sleek and minimal looking, which I like a lot. Moving on from those, I actually have some pens in here since this also is my school bag, so I bring this to school every day, so yeah, I do have some pens in here as well. And yeah, that's really everything that's in the front pouch. So now let's move on to the back pouch, which has a couple more tech items and more items in here. So here in the front pouch, there are actually a lot more organization areas that you can put things. So there's a place to put your laptop, a place to put like a smaller device, which could be like a tablet. It also has these two places in the front, so you can put like any items you want. And then it just has this one big area where you can just fit everything you need. So first, let's start with the devices here. So I have here for my tablet is the Fire HD10. So when I did go to California just a couple weeks ago, I used this tablet to watch tons of different movies, and what I love about this tablet a lot is that the battery life is really good. I was able to watch movies back to back throughout the entire trip without even going through a charge, which is pretty crazy to me since this is only a $200 tablet, so the battery life is really good. And surprisingly, the screen doesn't look as bad, and obviously it doesn't look as good as something like an iPad or like iPad mini, iPad Pro, but yeah, for the price, as I said, it is really good. I feel like the colors are just good enough, and it gets relatively bright, so when you're in a really bright situation, especially when you're in California where it's sunny all the time, it actually looked really good. The 10-inch display is really nice as well, so you get a lot of area to watch your movies. And some concern for people buying this is that you're going to be stuck with Fire OS, which is just a kind of like a fairly modified version of Android controlled by Amazon. But yeah, you can actually download Google apps by just installing the Google Play Store. It's a really simple process, and that's what I was able to do, so I can get things like YouTube. You can already get Netflix, but you can get a lot more apps and games just by downloading the Google Play Store. So yeah, definitely worth the pickup. I feel like it's actually a way better value than the iPad, especially that we're only going to be using this for movies and just nothing else. Like if I wanted to do note taking or just any other productivity or like gaming, I would definitely recommend getting an iPad, but this has been great for our situation. Moving on here, I have my MacBook. So this is the early 2015 MacBook Pro, and I recently picked this up just a couple months ago, just for kind of light video editing, photo editing, stuff like that on the go. So obviously the new M1 Macs are a lot better than this one. This is obviously only running like an Intel i5, has 8 gigs of RAM, and just has some really low-end graphics card compared to the M1s, which have the fastest CPUs and GPUs on the market right now. So this obviously doesn't stand up to that. At most, I'm doing video editing, which is the hardest thing this laptop can do. It does get relatively loud since it is an Intel Mac. It has that fan cooling at 100%. It's super hot. But what I really use this most for is first my schoolwork and mostly photo editing. And photo editing is not as intensive compared to video editing, so this actually handles it really well. The display still holds up way better than laptops of this era, and the keyboard and trackpad are still before the era where they kind of ruin it with the butterfly switches. So yeah, it's really nice still. There's a lot more selection of ports compared to the 2016 to like 2019 MacBooks, which is really nice. And I can definitely upgrade this with more RAM or even add another SSD. There's already actually an SSD in here, so yeah, it's a pretty nice laptop for my use case. Obviously, I would love to get an M1, but just that's kind of out of the budget right now. So I would recommend trying to find a used MacBook on like some something like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, because these things can hold still a lot of value. And also in the bag I have some other things. So as I was saying, there's these two front pouches that you can fit stuff. So I have my MacBook charger, and I also have my camera batteries, which the camera I'm using right now to record this is the Sony a6300 with the Sony 35mm f1.8 lens. That's what is currently filming this video right now. Let me know what you guys think. It looks pretty good, I think, in my opinion. I'm not using any other lighting aside from this window right beside me, so maybe the lighting is a little bit off, but yeah, these are all the camera batteries. If you guys know anything about this Sony lineup of cameras, they have the worst batteries. They overheat, they die quickly. It's honestly probably the worst part of these cameras. Aside from, I actually love Sony cameras. They're definitely my favorite, but the batteries definitely to be improved on. And the things I would sometimes carry in this bag would be things like my DJI Osmo Pocket, which is this mini camera, which I really love. I feel like making another video on that because it's definitely my favorite camera out. So while we're at it, I might as well talk about my everyday carry. So on my wrist here, as you guys can see, is the Apple Watch SE. I recently just got this for my birthday, and it honestly has been really great. I've been able to check all my notifications a lot easier aside from checking my phone. I can obviously see the time, and what's great is that I can actually send messages, take phone calls from here, which is really nice, so I don't have to pull out my phone from my pocket. It's just a lot easier having it on here. So I also have my phone here, which is the iPhone 10, and this is definitely getting old now since this was almost like 5 years old now. But yeah, it really isn't slowing down at all. Actually, the speeds of the phone is still really good. I can still go through all these apps without any lag or any issues with it. Which is really nice since this is a 5-year-old phone. And in my other pocket, I just have obviously my wallet. And then I have my AirPods, which are actually breaking down. One of the sides is actually louder than the other side, so I actually only really wear one AirPod. I don't really wear the other one because the other one is just super quiet. There is a way to actually get by this by going into settings and kind of adjusting the AirPods to kind of like level it out, so it's just in the middle, but like it's at the point like I would actually have to scroll all the way to the left side just to get it even. So yeah, it's definitely worth an upgrade. I do need to get a new pair of AirPods or just a new pair of headphones or earphones, so yeah, that's kind of in the future. Yeah, but with all of that, guys, that is what's in my travel bag for 2022. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.